Good evening. This is Lauren Grasshoff with the Community Development Department. This is the 2024 Community Development Block Grant Program Informational and Community Needs Meeting this evening. It's April 19th. I am going to provide an overview of what our Community Development Block Grant Program is this evening, as well as Shawnee's specific program using these funds. And then there is an opportunity for feedback from the community to help the city prioritize how we will use this funding source in 2024, as well as then provide a timeline for our plan for this year. As mentioned, the Community Development Block Grant Program is a federal program through the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, or HUD, as it's referred to. The annual grant program is for localities and states to assist in the development of providing what's termed viable communities. And this means providing decent housing, suitable living environments, expanded economic opportunities, and serves primarily persons of low and moderate income. There are two types of allocations within this federal program. The first is for entitlement communities, and these are cities with a population of 50,000 or greater, and counties with a population of 200,000 or greater, or through a sub-grantee program, states also receive monies to pass along to smaller towns and rural counties. The objectives for the program include CDBG grantees are responsible for ensuring that annual activities are eligible and meet the national objectives. This includes benefiting low to moderate income persons, preventing or eliminating blight, meeting an urgent need that poses a serious and immediate threat to the health and welfare of the community. Eligible activities for use of the funds include activities for housing. This might be home ownership assistance, home rehabilitation programs, lead-based paint testing and abatement, real property activities, so acquisition of real property, demolition of possibly hazardous buildings or structures, code enforcement, and historic preservation of properties. Public facilities can include infrastructure improvements like roads, other utilities, special needs facilities, or community facilities. Economic development activities like micro enterprise assistance for small businesses or commercial rehabilitation. Another option is for public services, for job training, employment services, childcare assistance, and other crime prevention activities, and assistance to community-based development organizations, including neighborhood revitalization and energy conservation activities. Funding, like I said, is allocated annually by the federal government and is based on a formula as determined by HUD, accounting for overall community population as well as poverty and income within the community. HUD reviews the CDBG grantee recipients to determine if the CDBG assisted activities are being carried out in a timely manner. Failure to meet timeliness standards for spending the funds will cause HUD to reduce grant funds, and this is an annual timeliness review check. There are guidelines as far as how the annual funds can be spent. A maximum, so up to 20%, can be spent on planning and administrative costs. These are often referred to as soft costs. A maximum of 15% can be spent on public service activities, so things like childcare assistance, rent assistance, direct client assistance would be considered public service activities. And then at least 70% of the annual award should be spent on activities directly benefiting low to moderate income persons within the community. Programs must serve either low to moderate income clientele, so again, direct client assistance benefit, or an area-wide benefit. The area determination is based on the percentage of households within the census block group that where the census block group has households with a major or almost majority, so 48.71% are low to moderate income. For direct client benefit, the person served or receiving the funds assistance have to be at or below 80% of the median income for the metropolitan area. So those were the sort of broad federal requirements for the program. And now will talk about Shawnee's specific program, annual program. Shawnee became an entitlement community in 2004 when we exceeded the population of 50,000 persons. Our program year annually is from January 1st to December 31st, and Shawnee provides assistance to our residents only through the use of our funds. Each year, we estimate receiving the same funding annually, year over year, since we do not know our federal allocation dollars until the federal budget has been determined each year. So in 2023, this year, HUD has awarded the city $264,979 of CDBG funds. We have historically programmed activities in 3 different pots. 75% going to public facility and infrastructure projects. So this would be a low to moderate income area benefit or a resident benefit. For previously, we've used funds to provide housing rehab assistance or public facilities for persons that have intellectual or developmental disabilities within Shawnee. Another 10% towards our minor home rehabilitation program, and this provides direct client assistance to low to moderate income homeowners within Shawnee. And then the other portion, 15%, dedicated toward public service activities, including childcare assistance, subsistence payments for rent and utilities, and then we have previously funded healthcare supports. And again, this is for direct client assistance. Within our program, federal requirements do require a 5-year consolidated plan to be adopted to establish strategic priorities in support of the specific activities that are carried out each year. Annually, we prepare an annual action plan to follow the objectives and needs identified in the consolidated plan, which details the activities to be undertaken for the upcoming grant year. Within the annual action plan, the city must conduct public hearings to obtain public input on the community development and housing needs of low to moderate income Shawnee residents. This helps us set priorities among those needs and inform recommendations for programs to meet high priority community needs. The city is currently, with the 2024, will be the last year of our 5-year consolidated plans. The identified priority objectives within our consolidated plan include creating and maintaining sustainable living environments, providing decent housing, and providing economic opportunity. Projected outcomes of meeting the objectives as identified include availability and accessibility, affordability, and sustainability. The priority needs and strategic goals identified within the 5-year plan include non-housing community development activities, housing rehabilitation, homelessness prevention, and then the subcategories of how those needs and goals are fulfilled. Each year, and with the development of the 5-year plan, we use not only community feedback, but also other sources to evaluate overall community needs, including a wide variety of sort of city data and driven programs, as well as metropolitan, nationwide, other sources for identifying data for low to moderate income persons and other priorities among state and federal agencies. The 2024 plan or timeline for development of the action plan this year include our community needs meeting this evening. Following this meeting, which will be recorded and available on the city's website, we will have a survey open to anyone to provide feedback on, and basically looks at different categories that residents can provide feedback on, or organizations who do provide services to Shawnee residents. This survey will be available on the city's website at cityofshawnee.org/CDBG. The survey will be open from April 24th through May 26th. We will accept subgrantee applications for use of the funds, specifically for public service type benefit projects, from June 5th to July 9th. The public hearing to consider those providers, the subgrantee providers, will be at the August 28th City Council meeting. And the second and final public hearing to consider all activities and priorities within our 2024 action plan and use of the 2024 CDBG funds will be on October 9th. Following the October 9th City Council meeting, there's a 30-day public comment period on any or all of the planned activities within our 2024 plan. The 30-day public comment period does provide opportunity for comments in person here at City Hall at the public meeting on October 9th, via phone or via email. This period will be from October 10th to November 10th. And then once the federal budget is announced for 2024 and we are notified of our annual allocation award amount, the annual action plan is submitted to HUD for final review and approval. There were no public comments that were received in advance of this meeting this evening. There are also no one in attendance at this meeting, so there is no feedback at this time to provide. As noted, if this presentation is available on the city's website for review, for general information regarding this program, as well as the 2024 annual action plan. The community needs survey for response for how to prioritize the community needs this year will be from April 24th through May 26th at the website provided on the screen. As noted, my contact information is provided on this presentation, also on the website listed on the previous page presentation slide here. And I am Lauren Grassoff, Deputy Community Development Director. Thank you for reviewing this presentation. Have a good evening.